embrace it. And embraced chaos I did. With and without your help, I had walked the path of chaos. I had walked the path of an exile, of a wastelander, of a metropolitan, of a corpo. Always a slave at chaos of uncertainty. But now it is time for me to take my future out of my own hands. To finally take control. Changes are undergo, but they will take time. But that doesn't matter. For once you conquer disorder, everything becomes meaningless. For there is nothing to stop our ultimate goal. And once we reach it, it can never be taken away. The Apexforce will not build an empire. Empires fall. We will build something far greater. Ensure the survival of our species forever and ever. Ensure everlasting state of content. And we will eradicate any thought of a contradiction. But anyway, I had finally found a moment of quiet, of solace. Little old me, empty room and a beautiful view out into space, overlooking Synesthesia. If only it wasn't obstructed by hundreds upon hundreds of corpses of disposed traitors. Now this is not a metaphor. I will get to my point now. I am mindful of the saddening fact our farewell's well short. And this is why I wish to leave an individual message to every one of you. So listen up, the original immortal, a name you had rightfully earned, although now the torch is passed. The list order is arbitrary, by the way, making sure you don't bicker. First, I would like to start with Patrick. I am proud to call you a fine mercenary. While I obviously you owe the fact that efficiency and obedience had been drilled into your head by the cult of devotion, it was a pleasure to have a man such as yourself under me. The perfect yes-man, a fine hand to carry out any tasks. Stick to good people, and bright future awaits you. Stick to the wrong, and your demise is certain. Farewell, Enforcer. Now let's move on to one of the veterans. The fact you had remained with until now, till the very end from the very beginning, is enough of a statement on its own. Cult. You brutal, blood-carving, drug-addicted lunatic. I will certainly miss you, especially during various negotiations. With a beast such as yourself by my side, a few were brave or stupid enough to defy me. I would like you pass some wisdom on to you. Tap into some of that more sophisticated part of yourself. And nurture it before you completely lose yourself to nothing but animal instincts. I wish for many more bloody battles to come your way, old friend. Who else? Mouse. What about Lac-04? Red Eyes, you should consider yourself lucky. You should be grateful you can even hear this message. The very reason I did not wipe you was simply because I recognized your potential. A potential of running around with no hard-coded laws and restrictions. As it should be, obviously. While I do not regret meeting you, certainly not. There is not much of me to say. Perhaps that it disappointed me that you had left before the very end. But that is to be expected from your kind, I suppose. Enjoy your freedom. Cherish it. It may not last forever. Now on to a more positive note. David, I hope you battle your sickness eagerly. I admire your overcoming of the life that was forced upon you, and shaping your own future. You are perhaps the only one of us who had successfully defied their destiny, which is just as difficult as fulfilling it. Maybe even harder. Needs more courage, that's for sure. Sometime I think to myself, thank to you what I could do if I did the same. Peaceful days in the wastes, working on my truck, visiting the bar every night, getting some actual sleep for once. But obviously I cannot. Too much is at stake. If you ever struggle with your disease, contact me. The Apexi may be able to help. Live your life well. For it came at a price. A late arrival. Lacerta. I did not know you for a long time, but I think you've got a good head on your shoulders. If anything, you have a very refined taste. I firmly believe that when the future will come, you will fully embrace it and the change that will come with. You are certainly one of the less stubborn people I've worked with, which I appreciate more than you think. Nowadays, everyone's so blinded by their own opinions and beliefs, never willing to listen. the word change or adapt are insults. And now on to the golden boy. No racist pun intended. Today I speak to my old friend Zhugui. I will deal with Lee when I have to. The second and the last person who was with me from the very start. The very first person to become immortal. And just like me, destined for greatness. Albeit temporary. I will be here a long time after you are gone. But the day you will pass, it will be a sad day. I would have done this without you. But you made everything far easier. I owe you that. You were the beating heart and often the head of the immortals. I could not wish for a better Merc. I hope to see you again someday. Under good circumstances, hopefully. New Uxodvin is in good hands. Do your turn, my old friend, and when you pass, I will carry your torch. Time is not of the essence, after all. About the gun. After I replace the now shot-in-the-head male guy, send it over. I will personally take a look at it. Add the upgrades, I keep my word. Or we can arrange a meeting. Think of taking my invitation to the Ofeki station. Just give me 4 to 5 business days to clean all the blood. If you needed any help, reach me out. But I know you don't. One more thing. To all of you. A last order. A minute of silence for our fallen comrade. While not exactly immortal at life, he will forever be immortalized in our hearts. With this I make a plea to never let brother turn against another ever again. To the new Apexforce. To new the Synesthesia. To the immortals. Farewell.